Hello, everybody who's there. I just wanted to do a one of my spontaneous little things again. So, with all the things that are going on, and I'm teaching meditation to some people in Melbourne who are in lockdown, and it's really amazing how we are also very unique and how we can choose to see our gifts in any situation. I know that may sound like it's lacking empathy, but it's really not, because everyone has their unique problems. We know that. So I'm stating the obvious. And what might be a problem for you is not at all a problem for someone else. So, for example, some people, experience a difficult pregnancy. Some people, it's a breeze. Some people are locked in prison and they wake up and become enlightened. There are people that have done that. Um, some people like Epictetus, he was a slave in the Roman Empire, and he decided to be happy, even though he was chained up and slaving, carrying bricks around. Not bricks, rocks, whatever they had at that time. So the interesting thing is that what makes us so different? What creates that difference? And this is really about focus. Hello, Linda. So it's really about focus, and one of the most easiest way to help us shift and to be able to move through whatever we're moving through, whether that is our parents or our relationship or our finances or our health, our body, our limitations, our struggles, is to focus on what we actually do have. It is so powerful. It is like so amazing, because it opens up the portal to realizing the gifts that are there, and through that kind of gaze and openness, it's like a vortex or a vision. um, you start to go, wow, I have a lot of choices, I have a lot of options and creativity, and let me utilize them. Let me realize the gift of this moment, of who's around me, or if I'm on my own, what it is I can do with it. And instead of resisting reality, use reality to your advantage. Like they say, when you've got lemons, make lemonade. That's a classic example of that. So with Epictetus, what happened is, and I've learned this, I don't know, it was like 10, 15 years ago, and I just love it. He basically chose to be happy, even though he was under torturous conditions. And all the other slaves were saying, what is wrong with you? Why are you so happy? Like, and he said, what's wrong with you? You might as well be happy, because here we are. Like, why be miserable, and just do the work and be present, and, see the sun, see whatever you see, whatever that was. So he ended up being so unusual that the emperor called him, wanted to meet this guy, this slave that was happy despite the circumstances. And to cut a long story short, he became this emperor's advisor, and he became free, and he became a great, famous philosopher on our mindset and how it creates everything. And it's almost like it's like what we teach in NLP and hypnosis, and all that stuff goes back to yogic wisdom, which goes back to ancient wisdom. There's nothing really new, okay? We repackage it, but there isn't. And it really is about the way we look at things and our state of mind and what we focus on. It's the same message over and over in all the so-called wisdom schools. And anything, even if it is really tough, is an opportunity to grow and to learn and to make a new choice from. And that's the beauty of it. That's the silver lining, which can totally transform all of our lives, which can totally be so that even a very challenging thing that we normally don't think we could get through is actually a portal to freedom, liberation, and enlightenment. So I just thought I'd jump on and invite you in this moment, whenever you see this hilarious video, um, to decide what you're grateful for right now. Just notice maybe the couch you're sitting on, maybe the shawl that you've got, maybe that you can look outside, maybe that your breath is really deep, Maybe that you can actually immerse into this moment and really meet yourself right now and soften your face and your shoulders and accepting this moment as perfect, even if it doesn't feel that way. What if this is the perfect moment? Pretend it's the perfect moment and see how differently you experience it. Just now, it's really playful. I really love getting into my inner child because the inner child knows so much and it's so simple and free. Like if it's raining, a child will still grab their friend and then just find a nice tree to sit underneath and eat their lunch there, or discover a bug, or experience the smell of the rain. It's like in all of us. So not making it extra work, but being playful and open to our inner child is so powerful and so important, because we all have challenges in different forms and shapes and they're all valid. What can we do with them? What can we learn is a really good question. What is it showing us? There's growth in all of that, in everything that's shocking, in everything that's um, feeling like tension or limitation. There is growth in it, because ultimately there are no shackles, there are no illusions. There are only illusions, and there's boundless, infinite potential. Now, I know that sounds like a cliche because everyone talks about it. So feel that whether you can ask yourself if that is true for you. Could you really predict the surroundings that are around you right now? Could you really predict what you are wearing today? Could you predict who would call you and not? What sort of food you are going to eat? So there was an infinitely unique day today, and there will be an infinitely unique night. The thing is that the mind likes to focus on what it knows and it locks into that. So we're really riding the surface. It's as if you look at the ocean and you say, well, that's just water, so what? But how many times have you been in that ocean and noticed the different temperature, noticed the different scent, the different sounds of children being happy and running around, the different smells of food, the different sunsets, the different sunrises, the different, density of light playing through that water, and the different way in which you were present to that moment. Wow. So it is never the same. But someone who's really in the head and doesn't want to really feel it, which is okay, for them it'll be like, well, that's the ocean, and that's called the Indian Ocean, or the whatever, the Dead Sea, or whatever ocean it is, and there's a label, and then we fail to see the nuances, the subtleties, the gifts, the seagulls, the fact that we could take our shoes off and walk there, or the fact that we could dive in, or the fact that we're just breathing in this pranic life force, or the fact that we could slow down and have a seat there in the sand. So this richness is all around us if we decide to want to see it. Like Epictetus said, he was a slave. Like prisoners have done, they've woken up because they weren't going around there buzzing around in society, perhaps pleasing people. People have become enlightened. I think there's a book called From Onion to Pearls, and it's like, peeling the onions in the prison cell to pearls of wisdom and awareness. And this opportunity is there for us if we want it. So what can we learn from this moment? What are we resisting? What could we meet? Are we breathing consciously? Because that's true self-care, giving yourself this breath right now, because it's right there, it's free and it's possible, and letting yourself feel the beauty of that breath. Just like that. And then moving on with your day, noticing, wow, my belly breath is deeper. Wow, my shoulders are rolling back. I'm connecting to myself more. Wow, I can meet this situation from a calm perspective. Wow, I can see the creativity in the soup that I'm making, in the cereal at breakfast, in the way my partner's face is even different, and the hair and the way they are changing. And it's then a miracle. So this is where your attention and your focus makes all the difference. And it's okay to ignore that. It's okay to repeat cycles. but it's also optional to shift things just like that when we're ready at our own unique time. I personally have been always fascinated and interested in dropping limitations. That excites me. So when I see something and I realize I didn't see that before, I love that. And remember, there's something called the Johari windows. And it means you don't know what you don't know. And there are aspects in all of our personalities which we just can't always see. And it's cool to find out what they are as you introspect or ask somebody else whether they see something. And that's a real openness to meeting yourself. And it can be really enriching to help you to go even deeper into the depth and the potential that is there, the inner child that can come up, the solutions you find to dynamics that seemed closed off suddenly open up. And it's like the lotus rising from the mud and blossoming. It's like, having found out that my yoga teacher was, a sexual offender. And wow, so what do I do with this? I do research. I find out what happened. I find out about the psyche. I find out about what kind of people they target. I find out about humanity. I find out about all these things that are being revealed because I want to know and I like to be part of the shifting of that. I've been like that since I can remember. I'm fascinated and I'm interested and I'm totally not afraid to look deep inside me and to find all that stuff, whatever that is. So know that even though we all have a light and a dark side, meeting that creates peace and harmony. It is just a temporary experience of consciousness really dancing uniquely through all of us. And we can choose. What dance do you want to be? Do you want to be the flamboyant one? Do you want to be like a peacock? Or do you want to be like the cute mouse in the corner? Do you want to be like a flower or like a huge tree? Or do you want to experience all of those dimensions? It's all there. This is the magic of duality. This is all my opinion. If it resonates, awesome. If not, also awesome, literally. We have this freedom and we can share information. We can choose so much. There's never been so much choice out there. So I'm hoping, always my intent is that I'm hoping somehow to inspire you to be free to be yourself and to enjoy the journey and also to let go of old things that no longer serve you and to embrace your inner child more, your playfulness, your ability to let go of things that no longer serve you. Because that also is a choice. All right, I'm gonna go now and make some sort of dinner. I'm very inventive with that too. So enjoy your moment, this moment, which is all that ever is. And let me know if you've got any questions or thoughts on this. Ciao.